What's up, you guys? It is your girl here, Shanice, and welcome back to Nisi Says. And guess what we are doing? You guessed it, we watching some TikTok compilations that we gonna react to. We on Woke Talk, and we about to see. It's some interesting stuff on here, y'all. I'm excited, and I almost thought I wasn't gonna get this video out to you guys, but we here. Thank you guys. We are just over 300 subs. Last time I checked. After this, I'm not checking no more because you know what's for me is for me. So yeah, and we just gonna leave it at that. So with that being said, without any further ado, let me pull this thing up. All right, we're gonna start here with the Tree Stump Mountains.
You remember on the movie Avatar when we used our locks? I said we because that was us to connect with nature and the giant tree. But look at this picture. They're like a giant tree. They don't look like that is a giant tree. If they cut down, look how smaller they are than a tree. Another giant tree cut down. And you know we were getting our energy from the trees and the sun, man, the grass and all of that stuff. Look at that. Why would they cut down these giant trees for? Not an ounce of melanin in sight. Just keep cutting down our giant trees, man. Why? That's ridiculous. Over and over and over. Repeat. Them cutting down giant trees. What happened to all the giant trees? Another one. DJ Khaled voice. Another one. 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 Assholes.
And the craziest thing about that, those some big old tree. Look at those trees. In my whole 30 something years of living, I ain't never seen no trees that large. So yeah, I believe it. And I saw a video. I should have looked for it and put it in here. Huge stump. It looks like a mountain, but kind of find out it's a tree stump the whole time.
Another one. Look at that. Another one. Another one. Another one. Now, when I say these quote-unquote mountains look like tree stumps, bruh, that's because they were tree stumps, bruh. Dead ass. Believe what you want, though.
I teach my kids at home. That's right, nigga. I set them right down. 1 + 1 = 3. Y'all laughing. That's some real talk, nigga. 1 + 1 = 3. You understand me? 1 + 1 always = 3. The space between you and I has weight and volume, so you must count it. 1 + 1 = 1 also if we utilize that plus. 1 + 1 = 1. Man and woman become married, they become what? 1. Never 2. How many motherfucking balls you got? You got 2 balls in a dick. She's got 2 ovaries in a clit. Again, 3 to make 1 sexual organ. And you can count from either side.
He being funny, but it's actually some truth behind that. Go look it up. I think I put a that clip of Terrence Howard explaining it in scientific terms. So if y'all can follow him, I think it's at the end. So we're gonna get to it.
Your hand, you gonna get to fuck you. Freedom. You understand me? We live in a 3-dimensional motherfucking plane, like it's on the 3rd planet from the sun, not the 2nd. Ain't nobody laying down on a piece of paper looking at each other. There's only 3 major motherfucking elements: air, land, which is your flesh, water, which is your blood. You walking on a 3rd of yourself. She's called Mother Earth. She gave birth to your ass. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Your maggot food ass going right back to her. Look, nigga sitting there like, damn, I didn't know the nigga was that sharp.
Man, you gotta love Eddie Griffin. I grew up on this man. I grew up on him, watching him in Jason's Lyric, Foolish, and he always been had an eye. He been had an eye. That's all I'm gonna say. He been had an eye.
That nigga been hiding this shit all these years. What, y'all thought it was just Michael Jackson on crack? Nigga, that's a way in the dose. Once a nigga get in, you gotta be real smooth. You know what I'm understand me? On this one here, nigga, I'm telling everything. I don't give a fuck. I expect my phone to be bugged after this one. Tell me Einstein was a genius. I don't believe Einstein was a genius. I believe he was a crazy little Jewish dude with some fucked up hair looking at rocks talking about time travel. If the motherfucker said the theory of relativity equals MC squared times the speed of light, it don't need me to disprove because it's been over 40 years. It's still a motherfucking theory. When's it gonna be a fact? You understand me? Meaning energy equals mass squared times the speed of light. If this is true, how come a little motherfucker?
Hold on, I'm about to rewind it. Let me rewind this. Because he said something important. He said something important.
Einstein was a genius. I believe he was a crazy little Jewish dude with some fucked up hair looking at rocks talking about time.
Listen to what he's about to say.
If the motherfucker said the theory of relativity equals MC times the speed of light, it don't need me to disprove because it's been over 40 years. It's still a motherfucking theory. When's it gonna be a fact? You understand me? Meaning N equals mass squared times the speed of light. If this is true, how come a little motherfucker can whoop?
Did y'all hear that? He said it's been a theory. A theory at the time. What, over 40 years? Probably about 60 now. Theory meaning it has not been backed up by any factual evidence other than he believed it and he convinced other people to believe it. That's what a theory is. Remember that when they say conspiracy theories. And it looked like the theories turned out to be facts. So, in the words of the brother, Reza, we gonna call them conspiracy facts.
A big motherfucker's ass. He's got more mass, therefore he should have more energy. Why am I fucking him up, Einstein? Why?
Okay. I've been getting mad. This thing is lagging, y'all. This is a downloaded video, so I don't know why it's lagging. I don't know what's going on. Let's try it again.
Because he left one small detail out of his equation. Spirit. Or as in the Asian philosophy, they call it chi. Chikung. A little motherfucking have a spirit as vast as the universe. A big motherfucking have a spirit the size of a grain of corn. I'ma dominate his big bitch ass every time. So the real equation is E equals MP squared times the speed of darkness. Marinate on that for a minute. MP would be metaphysical, the unweighable. Times the speed of darkness, because another lie taught us in school, nothing travels faster than the speed of light. You ever heard of a black hole in space that light can't escape? Must be moving faster than light if light can't get the fuck up out of there. Even God said, out of eternal darkness, let there be light. So what color is God? Black. As it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. Two black people can get together and have a white person. It's called an albino. Two white people can't get together and have a nigga I know.
Now, he done read out black albinos are not white, Eddie. But I get it. For the sake of the joke, I get it.
You understand me? So don't be mad at white your children. You know what I mean? They starting to come of age. They growing asses now. Keep a beat, nigga. You know what I mean? They was just little crazy kids. We had so many of them in Africa, we ran them out. They looked different. So the shit started with us. We fucked up. We got rid of our kids. Said, you motherfuckers look strange. Get the fuck out. And they went to the Caucasus Mountains of Europe. Thus the name Caucasian. And what happens when you put a kid up for adoption? When they get old enough, they come and find their biological parents. Didn't know fucks coming from us. Come on, man, get on the fucking boat. You're coming with me. You're gonna get a new name, you fucker.
Okay guys, I know it's been a while, but life has been lifing, but I'm back with another one. So I know I had posted back about this map. That is called the Great Awakening map. So basically what that map is about all the conspiracies known to man that has ever been talked about compiled into one map. So basically this map is basically like a map or a navigational.
So, okay, talk. Get more into it.
Chart to escape Matrix and return to source right here. And if you look closely, some of the stuff that's listed on this map has happened already. And when I talk about leaving the Matrix, I'm talking about ascension, potentially, or shifting. About this world, we're gonna, shift into a 5D ascension. And look, it's actually on the map right here. So let's get into it. Okay, so the topic that I want to get into is on this map, the Great Solar Flash. That's supposedly started in 2019 and it's going to go through 2023 and 2024, and that is actually happening right now. And that's the reason why they've been blocking out the sun a lot. Every time you look up, you see this clouds blocking out the sun, or this cloud blocking the sunrise. So basically the sun is supposed to give us life. The sun and solar flares is supposed to be activating our DNA, so we can potentially ascend into our higher self, or transition into our higher self in higher dimension. Now, if you've been following the news or just looking at the news in general, either it be from Google or CNN or NASA website, if you read up on stuff, there's been a lot of solar flare events, and these three in the background, you can pause it, zoom in, and look at the dates. It's been happening, people. Everybody needs to wake up. Oh yeah, and let's talk about this event. A colossal 74,500 mile high solar tornado swirls on the sun's surface. Is captured by NASA. Oh yeah, and let's talk about this event right here. A piece of the sun breaks off. What? I don't even know if that even correlates.
Wait, a piece of the sun broke off? Yeah. That was this year. Right before Valentine's Day. Didn't hear about that. Y'all heard about that?
To the topic of the flares, I just have to throw that in because what the hell? So yeah, that's why they've been blocking out the sun a lot lately. They don't want us to activate our DNA. They don't want us to, ascend into our higher self. They want to keep us stuck here in the Matrix, here on this slave planet, in this 3D realm. If you really do your research, the sun actually gives us life. It gives us energy. So, there's a lot of people that have been catching 2 suns or 3 suns in the sky. And I'm not sure if you've, been to my page, and I had posted something about how they was blocking out the real sun. They was coming in the real sun with a fake sun. So, and if you really notice, a lot of us are vitamin D deficiency. You don't find that suspicious? Well, I do. All right, so this next video that I'm about to post is from a TikToker who supposedly captured a solar flare on camera. Now, I'm not sure if it was a lens flare or the effect of the camera, but you take a look and you decide for yourself. And I'm gonna tag her in the comments below.
Y'all see that? That would have freaked me out. Goodness. That's crazy. And I'll be outside looking. Do y'all be outside just hoping y'all see some strange stuff? I'm always watching the skies, y'all. And I'll probably be the first one running if I saw some stuff like that.
So yeah, go take a look into this map. You can find this map on Google. Just Google the Great Awakening map and it'll come up. And when you do look into it, you'll find every conspiracy known to man on this map. I'll do more parts because there's so much to cover on this map, but part 3 coming soon.
Pay attention.
Here's about reality and spiritual awakenings. Do you know why it's called a spiritual awakening? You are awakening to the fact that you are a spirit, and this reality is a video game. It is a matrix. Physicists and scientists and the people in control are giving you hints and clues right in front of your face that we live in a holographic simulated universe.
Even physicists
are discovering we live in a coded reality where the binary coding, the same binary coding that makes up video games, makes up this reality. Listen to this straight from a physicist.
10 years ago, we found an extraordinary result in some of the equations that are part of string theory. In the mathematical context of such equations, we have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error-correcting codes, as does occur in digital information transmission and establishing reliable.
So they pretty much just told us that we are in a damn video game. Y'all seen that movie Free Guy? Yeah, we walking around like Free Guy. Only thing about Free Guy, he realized he woke up, he became conscious. And when he did, they tried to exterminate him because he was waking up everybody else. Sound familiar?
Digital information transmission. And because of this, many people have concluded that the work that I and my team completed means that the universe in which we live must resemble the science fiction movie The Matrix. I'd like to point out to people a couple of things with that that I find problematic with that. One is, if you accept that, then you have to also accept the existence of ghost.
Existence of
ghost. Edgar Allan Poe, Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Ghost. Right?
Why?
Because if we are simulations, there's some kind of substructure that we don't have access to that runs us as an app. So when we die, what does that mean? It means that that particular app was ended. That the app stopped running. Right? But if that underlying superstructure still exists, and if there's no damage to the codeware, whoever is running this superstructure can re-enable a app, let's say Jim Gates 500 years from now. So Jim Gates comes back as a ghost. It's built into the idea that the universe is a simulation.
This reality, just like a video game, runs on laws. And the only difference between the haves and the have-nots is the haves know this.
I'm going to start by saying this is the video. Well,
yep. It's all a game, and the haves know the rules of the game. They know the shortcuts. They've been playing it. And the have-nots just out here trying to figure it out by trial and error. And we ain't even really got that much time here.
The casual _ Audrey person, Stitch to do what it did, whatever. But this is the video I saw and I went to a rabbit hole on like last month. So boom.
Before she even started telling her story, I saw this already. Tell me why I've been trying to do this. I want to see if it's true, but I can't never do. Every time I have lucid dreams, I can't ever remember to ask the question to see if the dream people, chase me out of there.
I fall asleep on my back a lot. I also have sleep paralysis a lot. But I also know how to kind of shake myself out of sleep paralysis. So I'm going to start there. I'm in a dream. I'm asleep. Me and my best friend, this is my old house, my middle school house. I no longer live there. My middle school house, we are smoking on the stairs, right? There was a window on the stairs. We are smoking the wood on the stairs, right? Now there's a light switch right next to my best friend on the wall. In real life, there's not a light switch there on the stairs. So immediately, it's a dream. But I knew this already. I knew this was a dream because I no longer live here. Y'all, this shit is so creepy. But so I don't know if it was getting dark outside. I don't know what the case was, but she tries to turn the light on. She wants to turn the light on. We smoking, talking like regular, like what we would do in real life. So she tries to turn the light on. It's not working. So I say, this part shake me up every time I say it. So she said, why isn't this light working? Or this light not working or something. Like, what? I said, girl, because it's not real. Or girl, because this a dream or something. Y'all, look at my eye. Look at me. Look at them watering up. The look on her fucking face was so fucking scary. Like, I have never seen that look on her face in real life. Like, what the fuck? So Boom. So immediately, it was like immediately once I said that, as she's realizing what I just said, I'm realizing what I just said, and I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to say that. Like in my head, I'm thinking, now that I'm thinking, normally I would think like, this not real. I would never say it. But what I'm saying is this not real, and what I'm thinking is you're not supposed to say that. Creepy. So as all this is happening, in a split second, her face changes. She looks pissed off. Like I'm about to kill you. Like it was scary. Like it's literally scary how she looked at me. And she looked at me, and then it was like, as she looked at me and her face changed, I just turned around and started running down the stairs. As I'm running, I hear boom, 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 boom. Like she's like dashing behind me, but I'm running full speed. Like, you know how in a dream you were running slow motion? No, I'm running full speed down the stairs. But the stairs are just getting longer and longer. But the further I'm running away, her steps are getting softer, so it sounds like I'm getting further. At the bottom of the
Girl, I would have stopped just to see what happened. Like, you can't die in your dreams, right? Like on Freddy Krueger. You should have stopped and see what she was gonna do to you.
stairs, there's a like a window with blinds. Once I get closer, it's so weird. I fall into that. And sleep paralysis. What? Now, I know what sleep paralysis look like because, like I said, or if I didn't, I don't know. I sleep on my back a lot. And I go into sleep paralysis a lot. That started happening about 4 years ago. But I know how to jump up out of it. But this time I'm in this sleep paralysis and I'm looking dead at... Now, mind you, I fell into blinds. So when I wake up in sleep paralysis, I'm looking dead at the blinds that I fell asleep on my back looking at. So I know I'm in my room, but I'm laying here and I can't move. You know how sleep paralysis go. So pretty much my blinds look like they was open. I know for a fact I fell asleep. My room was pitch black. I'm not scared of the dark, none of that. Room was pitch black. My blinds was a little bit open. There was a little bit more daylight, but it's 12 o'clock. Or it was 11 at that point. I'm still fucking... So boom, eventually, so I'm just sitting there trying to fight out of my sleep paralysis like I normally would. So eventually eventually I snap up out of it. Now my sleep paralysis, once I wake up, I literally like jump up because I've been trying to jump up so hard that when I finally do jump up, it's like I literally sit all the way up. So I finally turn over and I'm up and the tears are rolling like non-stop.
Oh, let me give you a break, girl. Child, anybody ever experienced anything like that? Sleep paralysis? I haven't. I remember being as a child, like my older cousins, they used to tell me about we didn't call it sleep paralysis then, we called it a witch riding your back. And they gave her a name and everything. I wish I could remember the name. I might text my cousin tonight and ask her. Because she was the one that told me, she was like, don't ever sleep on your back because the witch gonna ride your back. You're not gonna be able to get up. You're not gonna be able to get up. So yeah, I don't sleep on my back to this day. Never have. If I feel myself about to fall asleep and I'm laying on my back, I'm turning over. I ain't taking no chances.
Stop. I'm startled. I'm not even scared. Because I remember seeing the other TikTok like that happens. They don't like... I don't know what the fuck what the fuck those are in the dream, because that wasn't my motherfucking best friend. The fuck? I don't know what the heck is in the dream. But when I saw that TikTok and I went in that rabbit hole, I remember everybody saying like, oh, the parties in your dream, they don't like when you know it's a dream. Like why can everybody else know this is a motherfucking show and I can't? This feel like the motherfucking Truman Show. Ain't that the name of that movie? Why can everybody else know what's going on around in this motherfucker? We rationing this motherfucker? Now y'all, do you see how shook up I was just trying to tell y'all this? That happened at... Give me a second. I immediately was texting and calling my best friend. I think she's asleep because I was definitely texting and calling her. Not too much on my wig either, because not too much, but that was at 11:22. Y'all, it's 12:25. That was over an hour ago, and I'm still shook up. And every time I tell that part of the story, it just like re-trigger my tears. And I'm not even like emotional, like sad, like scared, crying. I just cannot stop. I think it's just that shit is like startling. But moral of the story, I'm scared to go back to sleep. Cause I'm scared I just unlock some shit. And pray for me.
If you're as fascinated by the Simpsons predictions as I am, then this is the video for you. Stay tuned. I notice everybody focuses on this show, because it is the show that represents our near to current future. This is supposed to be our current lives. Then we have these two shows that represent our far past and our far future. The one I want to talk about today, though, is this one, because they let a little nugget drop in this one that I noticed nobody has really talked about.
What's that called? Disenchantment? I haven't watched I haven't watched neither of these shows before. Shit, barely watched The Simpsons.
If you haven't watched Disenchantment, it's a show about Princess Tia Beanie and her adventures as she becomes the ruler of Dreamland, which I'll just say is America. But we'll get to that later. Now, I just want you to see how everybody in Dreamland is dressed like they're in medieval times. They don't have electricity. They wash their clothes once a year, y'all. It's so thrown back into the past that you would think that's all that is in the world, right? You have no idea. This one? Now, why I say America is like Dreamland, because obviously a lot of their people live impoverished, but they get drunk and they have their drugs, so they don't really worry about it too much until they going hungry, you know? And then on the other side, the king is the ruler, but
That is true. That is true. They good, but let it get time to eating ain't no food. People gonna start acting crazy.
behind him is a secret elite organization that he doesn't even know about, running stuff right under his nose and tricking him out of all his money. Sounds pretty American to me. Now, one day, Princess Tia Beanie chased after a spy that was in her kingdom trying to take reconnaissance information and steal some weapons. You know, how they do all the time, spy balloons and such. During her chase, she ended up in a kingdom far away on the other side of the world that looked like this, called Steamland, an electric city that was run off of steam. Now, her people live in the medieval times, whereas these people live basically in the 21st century, even though it looks kind of early 20-ish to me. That's another little hint, but we'll get to that later. As you see, the people that live here dress completely different from how Tia Beanie and her people dress. They basically are in the 20th century just because they have electricity. Now, it never says how far they went away from Dreamland, but you could tell that they had flown for a few days, which makes me think that they ended up over in Europe or Russia or China, where Tartaria was supposed to be. It's funny how Matt Groening is the only person that's ever put into a show that there is a land amongst lands that was more technologically advanced than the rest of the world. But I'll stop because I don't want to get flagged for nothing no more, y'all. If you like this video, leave a like and a comment, and
I never heard of that one. Have to look into that.
let me know if you want me to go over all 3 shows, because I can show you historically and chronologically.
The Titanic is headed to an iceberg over there.
Okay, this is the clip with Terrence Howard, where he talking about the 1 + 1 = 3. Kind of the same thing Eddie was talking about, but he talking about it on a more scientific level. And try to keep up, y'all. He was throwing out some terms.
With our numbers, if we don't make a change soon, we're going to crash as a species because our math needs to work in order for our science and our future to develop.
Sorry, one last question. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. Go.
Do you think it's our... do you think that the reason that we have like economic crises, for example, is because we are not understanding our numbers correctly according to your theory?
Well, I think we have an economic problem because we are the only creatures in this universe that use currency. There are no other creatures that use currency in order to exist. Why is it that
Capitalism? Because why we gotta pay to live? Y'all ever thought about that? We really paying to live with money that don't even mean nothing. Like, they making us work for money that don't mean nothing to live. It don't make sense.
We chose this strange thing that isn't even real. Other creatures, they drink water, they eat fruit, they eat other animals. We exchange with currency, and our system of exchanging with currency is flawed because of greed. There's not like if 1 times 1 equals 2, we've got an equilibrium of balance. 1 times 1 equals 1, you've got loss. When 1 times 1 equals 3 or more, you're talking about over unity and supersymmetry. And that's how you get the universe to work for you. Instead of using just the solar voltaics off of it, you also use the piezoelectric effects of it. You use other things to make greater unity. But 1 times 1 equaling 1?
You remember
Dang. Thought that was the whole video, y'all. I might put the part 2 or the other part to that in a later video, but that was that, you guys. Let me get back up here. Let me know what you guys think about these TikToks. The whole thing with Terrence House, the numbers. They saying we're not doing the numbers correctly. So it may be something to that. But that's all I got, with that, y'all. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired. I am tired. I am Kiera Shanice. We over here on Nisi Says, reacting to these TikToks. And I will see you guys next week of Exhausted.